Caitlin Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner, like camping out, trying to get the shoe.
Nike just made one of the dumbest moves a billion-dollar brand could make. And Aja Wilson is livid. They threw tons of money behind her, built her up like she was the next big thing. But all while Caitlin Clark was breaking the internet just by lacing up her shoes. Every highlight, every moment, she owned the spotlight. Now, after months of ignoring the obvious, Nike finally woke up, and it's chaos.
Nike finally delivers Caitlin Clark PE. Is this the first Caitlin Clark exclusive Nike commercial since she's entered the WNBA? I know she's made a cameo here, she's made a cameo there, she was featured as part of this rollout here, featured as part of this rollout there, but is this our first official Caitlin Clark solo commercial?
Nike backed the wrong star for years, and now it just blew up in their face. Reality hit hard, and suddenly, they're scrambling to chase the one woman who actually sells. And Aja Wilson, she's not just mad, she's putting on a full-blown show. But this isn't just about shoes. This is Nike basically saying, yeah, we messed up. While Caitlin Clark, she's out here crashing websites just by showing up. If you ride with Clark, drop a baby goat in the comments. Let's go.
And was thought to be a colorway made just for her up until just a couple days ago, where Nike's official images of the shoes got leaked and the announcement was made saying that everyone will now have a chance to wear.
All right, let's talk facts, because numbers don't lie. Aja Wilson's shoes dropped with all the hype in the world, but now they're just sitting there, collecting dust. Word is, they'll be on the clearance rack any day now. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark steps in, drops a Kobe collab without even having her own shoe yet, and boom, 13,000 pairs gone in under a minute. Not 5, not 10. 60 seconds. That wasn't a launch. That was a feeding frenzy.
Well, I don't think I'd be in the wrong to say Caitlin Clark's Kobe is the sneaker of the week, and everyone's focus is mostly on this one. If you really wanted that shoe, I hope you put your footwork in, because there's supposedly only 13,000 pairs on Sneakers App tomorrow. Combine that with a really high resale value, I expect this shoe to be a relatively difficult comp. But my hope seriously is that with Caitlin Clark's sneaker coming out, that this sets a precedent and we might see other exclusive player edition Kobe's drop for the public.
Nike's website didn't just slow down, it straight up gave up. Resale sites exploded instantly, flipping Caitlin Clark's gear for $350, then $600. It was chaos. Every time her stuff drops, it's like Black Friday on steroids. And while that's happening, Aja Wilson's line is just sitting there, untouched, slowly drifting toward the clearance bin like nobody's watching.
These things is some fire. I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire, and these things is hitting so hard. And who got a bot? Who a shoe plug? Because I need 2 pairs. I need one for the sneaker wall, and I need one for my feet, because these things is hitting right here, and no, I don't want to pay $600 on go.
Now here's where it gets juicy. Nike spent 2 full years spoiling Aja Wilson's shoe line like royalty. She got the VIP package, custom logos, hand-picked designs, even little family details everywhere. Celtic symbols for her parents, grandma's quotes stitched on the sole. It wasn't just a sneaker, it was a walking family scrapbook.
I lost all respect for Aja Wilson. I don't want to hear her opinions. I don't care what she has to say from this point on. When you keep a Nike deal 2 years in secret, while you're spewing all that crazy stuff about Caitlin Clark in the Time magazine, read it. Read what she said in the Time magazine. Yet you had a Nike deal the whole entire time.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's still out here wearing recycled Kobe's. No logo, no signature line, nothing custom. And somehow, she's outselling Aja's carefully crafted sneakers by a mile. Nike gave Wilson the full toy store. Clark? She's rocking hand-me-downs. And still crashing the internet like it's nothing. Kinda sad, almost.
So it's finally here. Caitlin Clark sneakers from Nike is finally dropping. She was signed to them last year, and the sneakers is a year late in my opinion, but nonetheless I'm excited because these sneakers is finally coming out. But what does annoy me a little bit is that this is a collaboration with Kobe. Now, Kobe, respect to Kobe, the legend, rest in peace, great basketball player. But in my opinion, Caitlin Clark is a big enough star and she's creating her own legacy. So I feel like, at least for her first sneaker, it shouldn't be a collaboration with any other player, dead or alive, in my opinion. I feel like Caitlyn should have, for her first shoe, had her own original design just for her.
All right, let's call out the giant pink elephant in the room, Aja Wilson's Me First vibe. She's been chasing personal glory harder than a politician before Election Day. Got the custom shoes, a weird logo no one gets, even a Nike ad directed by Malia Obama. And still, she acts like the world owes her more. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark just shows up, sinks a casual 30-footer, and boom, becomes Nike's biggest female moneymaker since MJ. Wilson's out here yelling for credit, while Clark's quietly building a dynasty just by being great.
And all this was done while the shoes being developed, while the collections being done. To demonize Caitlin Clark and try to label her as a privileged white girl that's getting all the privileges, even though she earned everything she got. This ain't about color. This is about good and bad. And I honestly find this a little evil. I find this evil. This is beyond bad, because you had the ability to speak up and say, hey, everybody, relax. Don't get on Caitlin Clark. She got a shoe deal. That's cool. I got one too. Mine's taking a little bit, but it's going to come out. Just be patient. She could have came out and said that, but she didn't.
Here's the best part. Nike bent over backwards, trying to make Aja Wilson the next big thing. Gave her a $20+ million extension, crafted ad campaigns around her diamond in the rough image, and pushed her story like a telemarketer on 5 Red Bulls. But here's the truth. You can't manufacture what Caitlin Clark naturally brings. She signed her own 8-year, $28 million deal, and instantly became Nike's biggest female brand, without them lifting a finger. Every time she steps on the court in Nike gear, it's a walking multi-million-dollar commercial. No script, no stylists, no promo team. Wilson needs all that to shine. Clark? She just needs a ball and a hoop. And boom, she's printing cash.
Nike just released a brand new commercial featuring Caitlin Clark and her new Kobe shoe that she released today. And I saw this commercial yesterday on social media. I thought it was so cool. There's a shot when she's in the locker room and she opens her eye and it like turns into what looks like a snake eye, but when you zoom in, it's actually the Kobe logo.
Now let's get real with the business side, because this is where Aja Wilson's whole fantasy starts falling apart. Caitlin Clark personally brought in around $82 million for the state of Iowa. Yeah, you heard that right. $82 million. All from one 23-year-old kid out of West Des Moines who decided to rewrite NCAA history with a flamethrower. Her impact isn't just big. It's like a cultural meteor smashing everything in sight. And Nike? Their execs have to be kicking themselves for sleeping on the female Michael Jordan while wasting time trying to sell a different narrative with Wilson. The signs were screaming from day one, but Nike was too busy ticking boxes on their social justice checklist to see what was actually happening.
Bouncing connect, Sonic. Lays it in on a delectable dime for Caitlin Clark.
Even Nike's own former basketball marketing head, Jordan Rogers, couldn't stay quiet. He went public and basically said, "Congrats, you clowns. You nearly let your golden goose fly away." While they were busy forcing a story no one believed, their stock dropped to a 5-year low. Fans weren't buying the hype, literally or emotionally. Instead of riding the real tidal wave, Caitlin Clark, they were out here trying to build fake buzz around Aja Wilson like she was Gretchen Wieners trying to make fetch happen. Spoiler alert, it didn't. And your stock? It paid the price.
Your stock price since 2021, it is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan, and you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation. And we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have like 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe.
Now suddenly, Nike's finally waking up. rubbing the sleep out of their eyes like they just realized who the star actually is. Caitlin Clark's Kobe drop hits, and the internet doesn't just lag, it melts down. Full system crash. And over in the corner, Aja Wilson's watching her perfectly planned, months-long rollout get wiped out by Clark's casual Tuesday sneaker post, one she barely even promoted. The difference is laugh-out-loud obvious. Wilson needs teaser videos, glam shoots, influencers, PR tours, and still struggles to move units. Clark? She tosses up a photo, and next thing you know, lines are wrapped around the block like it's the last PS5 on Earth. And here's what's really eating Aja alive. Nike is finally admitting what the public's known all along. Clark doesn't just sell sneakers. She sells energy. She sells belief. She sells the dream that you might splash a Logo 3 someday, too. The people already voted with their wallets. Caitlin is the future. And Wilson? She's clinging to old hype, hoping someone still cares.
You finally put her in a Super Bowl campaign with 9 other women, and all respect to them, but none of them are moving the needle quite like she is. Your tagline in that was "You can't win, so win." One of the best explanations I can come up with is that you are wringing your hands and afraid to enter into this politically divisive conversation that has been co-opted by the media and pundits who are race baiting and doing all kinds of ridiculous things around women's basketball. You can't win, so win. You have the unicorn, the chosen one, the one who everyone wants to hear from, and you were just sitting around Gatorade, State Farm, Gainbridge, Wilson Basketball, have all figured out how to have a point of view with Caitlin Clark. Please, for the love of God, figure something out.
The market doesn't lie, and it just exposed everything. Aja Wilson can post all the Twitter threads she wants, but numbers talk louder. Nike gave her everything: MVP trophies, Olympic gold, endless ads, glossy photo shoots, the full superstar treatment. But no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't buy the kind of raw, unstoppable buzz that Caitlin Clark creates without even trying. Wilson's resume looks great on paper, but Clark's power goes way beyond stats. She's not just a basketball player, she's a cultural storm. She steps on the court, drops a no-look dime, or buries a Logo 3, and the internet erupts. She's not chasing headlines. Headlines chase her. And here's the part Nike finally had to face. You can't manufacture what Caitlin naturally gives off. There's no blueprint for her kind of magic. She didn't need a campaign to be the face of the sport. She didn't scream for attention. She just showed up, took over, and let the world come to her. That's real star power. Meanwhile, Wilson's out here grinding like a politician on a campaign trail. Catchy slogans, media tours, subtle jabs, all wrapped in a loud demand for respect. But the people already made their choice. Clark didn't beg for the crown. The game, and the fans, handed it to her. And the wildest part? Wilson still doesn't get why she's losing the spotlight. Because this was never about who screamed the loudest. It was always about who moved the crowd. And Caitlin, she moves everything: crowds, markets, and history books.